Get it cracking. What's up, honey? What's up, honey love? What's up, girl? What's up, little honey love? I see you. What you doing, Red Sonia? What's up, Sonia? Fat Mama Sonia. What's up, Fat Mama Sonia? What's up, Fat Mama Sonia? What's up, Mayday? Lord Mayday. What's up, boy? What's up, Lord Mayday? What's up, my boy Doc? What you say, Doc? What you say, Doc? What you say, Doc? It's my big boy, Doc. What you say? All right. Welcome back to another week, another episode. This is a special episode of Game Dog Talk. Thank y'all for joining us today. We got some things to talk about and you know, show our respect, pay our respects. We got the legendary panel in the building. Of course, we got legendary schoolboy, Mr. Richard Garcia. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, thanks. Welcome to the channel, the chat, and all the panel as well. Hope everybody's doing well.
Yes, sir. Much love.
Yes, sir. We got the legendary Bakari from Only in America Kennels. How you doing today, sir?
Peace and love to all my brethren up here in the panel, and love to those who are chiming in the chat room. I'm doing lovely.
Yes, sir. And of course, we got the homie Ram walking down Ram Big stepping in the building.
Yo, salute to everybody who showed up today, man. Happy to be here as always. Scratching the wind, scratching hard in the motherfucking stifles, you know.
Yes, sir. And we got the young homie Blitz. Young Blitz, what's happening with it, brother?
Shout out to all the OGs, man. I appreciate y'all getting up here showing us new age dog man how it's done, how we're supposed to do it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Salute to the young homie.
Yes, indeed.
Salute to Woodall in the super chat. Appreciate the love. Thank you for coming through, showing love early, family.
Yo,
man.
yeah, that's the homie right there. That's a good dude.
Very good dude.
Salute, Mr. Woodall.
Yes,
If that's
indeed.
you, my friend, we'll try and do something.
Yeah, let me do a quick roll call. Salute to Dickie Foster. Salute to Welsh Kennels Combine in the building.
Welsh.
My boy Welsh.
Scratch Line.
Scratch line.
Scratch line.
El Dios de los Perros
El Dios de los Perros.
in the building. Salute. We got Hugo. We got Miami Snoopy 305.
There we go.
J Dog York. Martinez Game Dogs. Arrowhead Kennels.
Arrow.
What's that? Kerster Selman. I'm sorry, bro, if I mispronounced your name. Garrett Rice. Who else we got up in here? Debius. Self-Made Kennels. Devin Burney. Double M. We got Gullery Kennels. Bert, my brother Bert in the building.
Hillary.
All right.
Bob Otto.
Hey, Bob. Good to see you.
Young Hitmaster. The homie Jay Good. Snacks B. Arrowhead Kennels. James Galbraith. Make sure y'all smash the like button while y'all in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Salute to everybody up in here. I appreciate y'all. Can't read everybody, man, but thank y'all for being here. I'm gonna start with you, brother Bach, man. So what are we? Let the people know why we here today.
All right. Well, first of all, I don't know if everybody heard, but our good brother Mike from Going Hard Kennels, Twin One, they might even refer to him as. He had at 2:30 in the morning. He had suffered a fatal heart attack. And he was going for 10 minutes. They brought him back, and miraculously, he has not anything wrong with his heart. They don't even know how it happened. The doctors haven't no brain damage, no heart damage, nothing. They thinking about putting a defibrillator in there just so that in case it happened again, that he would be, you know, have a little bit more protection. But at first, everybody kind of thought it was Brother Mo, twin two, because he had, you know, as most people know, he had been sick. But no, it was the other brother. But like I said, I just got off with his brother Mo, and Mike is sending much love to us, saying that hopefully he'll be out in another 2 days. But he's doing well. We had Mo to come up here, but and he still may come up here. But that's pretty much what was happening. So that's the reason why we wanted to come and do a show with him, so that, you know, he can let all his followers and friends know that everything, you know, is as good as it can be at this moment.
Prayer sent for Mike.
Yes, sir.
Man, that's scary as fuck, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's always scary, man. Because I didn't know when it first happened, I thought it was twin that was sick. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Salute to the homie Radio Time in the super chat. Much love, much appreciation, homie. Mr. Garcia.
Time. Yes, sir.
Any thoughts on just, you know, because times like this make you think about, like, you know, the Bulldoggers, and you know, we listen to videos, and we respect the old timers and people who are part of this game, man. But, you know, what's your take on overall on this situation? I got my own things. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but what's your overall take on this?
Well, sad to say, as we get older, things like this happen. You know, it's part of life. One thing I'll say about the pit bull community is they've always been, always are, and always will be supportive of others. Even for the most part, if you have some beef with people, you know, we don't wish bad on anybody.
That's right.
You know, and we're like a brotherhood, sisterhood that way, you know. So the outpouring of support and respect and prayers and all that, if you religious, you know, have faith, not even religious, just have some faith, you know, it always comes out. And you know, I just wish the brother all the best. And that's one thing that I can say I have respect for the dog community in general, is we kind of band together when things like this happen. And you know, it's terrible, man. Anybody who's lived more than 5 days, you know, you go through things in life. This is one of those things. And we're just here to help as much as we can. If nothing else, verbal support. And you know, I'm sure there's other ways to do that. Maybe you can post something up or whatever, you know. Hopefully when he gets up here, he can let us know. Maybe we can help him out, you know. They were helped when they had that tragedy with their sister, and he had nothing but love and respect for people that helped out. So, you know, maybe we can do something that way too.
Yes, sir. Salute to James Anderson in the super chat. Appreciate the love, fam. And also salute to Antonio in the Cash App. Appreciate the support, family. Thank you.
Salute James. Salute Antonio.
Salute, brothers.
Welcome down around Big Steppin', man. You got any words for what's going on, brother?
Shit like this, man, make you want to hit up all your folks that's up there in age, man. So, you know, talk to your people, because the old cats, you know, they falling out. You feel me? That's why I try to talk with as many old timers as I can, just to say I talk to them, you know. Motherfucker, we grew up reading and listening and hearing stories about. You feel me? Just talk to them, you know. It ain't even got to be about the dogs. Just, you know, get some life game from them or something.
That's right.
Young homie Blitz, man. Any words?
Y'all were just saying. Well, like I said earlier, man. Like I shout out to the older OGs. We need y'all. Long story short, y'all keep us keeping y'all going. How I would like to look at it, because I got nothing but love for the older guys, and it makes me want to always check up on them and make sure you guys are good, and just little homie stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Most
Right.
definitely.
I try to check. I feel like I try to check up on y'all all the time. You feel what I'm saying? So
You definitely do that. You definitely do that. You know what I'm
I
saying?
definitely try to check up on y'all, man. I got nothing but love and respect for y'all, man. So
Yeah, we stay in contact.
my advice to all the younger dog, man, check up on your OGs, man. They need us. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We need y'all. You feel me? We need y'all type shit. Y'all is better in the youth. So we gotta check up on our older dog, man, and make sure they are always at good health. That's what I say about that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I think that my opinion on it is, man, it's a sad situation. It's just with with the elders, man, and the people who came before you. You want to, like you said, you want to make sure you're checking on them and make sure you give people their flowers while they're here, because you don't know, everybody's days is numbered. You don't know when your number gonna get called, so you gotta make sure you give people their flowers while they're here. Stop all
Right.
the hating, the unnecessary hating and jealousy and bullshit that goes on in the dog world. 'Cause one thing I can't stand is unnecessary jealousy and oh, this person ain't do this and this person doing this and doing that. Then when that person pass away, here come everybody, all the fake shit.
Right.
Everybody just want to show love. And this now, you could have gave that person love while he was here, so that might have gave him a few more years to a boost or something, you know.
Yeah.
Let the motherfucker know you appreciate them while they're here. Don't wait for them to get sick and pass away, and then all of a sudden, everybody want to come out with the fake shit, you know. And that's what happened too much in the dog world, in my opinion. I see a lot of it. It's unnecessary, and I sincerely wish the shit would stop. You know what I mean? I'm not saying everybody gotta get along. Some people ain't never gonna get along. But like my thing has always been this, bro. If you're not gonna link up with somebody and go fight them or kill them or whatever the fuck you're gonna do, then what's the point? What's the point of what you're doing? Who are you trying to impress? You know what I'm saying? You want to just disrespect somebody for the sake of having the public opinion on your side or something. If you don't like somebody, deal with them. Don't fuck with them or go deal with it, you know? Otherwise, the rest of that shit is clout chasing weirdo shit to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I hope the brother is able to, brother 22 is able to come on here and let us know what's going on. You know what I mean? Hopefully that can happen.
Well, like I said, brother, I just got off the phone. We was on the phone for about an hour and a half before he was on his way to the hospital. But like I said, Mike is, he's in good spirits. He told me to tell everybody he scratched, they favorite hookup, they scratch in the wind. And they don't really look for no sympathy or empathy type situation. He said the only thing his chest hurt from them, trying to revive him with with shocking him back. But other than that, he said his heart is like better than a 30-year-old heart. You know what I mean? So he just, they don't even know what happened. But now talking to his brother, Mo said because he feels that his brother been worrying so much, and they twins. So he's saying that he felt like, a lot of the worrying that he does for his brother, hoping that his brother can get better and at least, live out a more comfortable life. That, a lot of the stress and depression sometimes may lean on him, and that, me and him, his brother were just saying this, shoot, maybe he concentrated so much on his brother's heart, it kind of affected his own, even though they can't find any reason for what happened to him. The doctors can't even see. They like, man, his heart is healthy. Like, there's nothing wrong with him, nothing. So, like I said, he shouted in the back that he can't wait to get back up here. He might not make the Friday show, but like he said, they scratching the wind, nothing but love. He appreciates all of the love that he's been hearing about. People been trying to, get at him. So, like I said, he's feeling pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we'll have our good brothers back, and they'll have a show on possibly next Tuesday. And so, like I said, he just wanted all his followers and anybody who's cool with them and have, deal with them in any type of way to know that he's, he feeling okay, and he hope to be back soon and talking with his peeps,
Yeah. Good thing is he's conscious and he's,
right,
awake and all that, and can talk, So that's a good sign.
Yeah, no type of nothing happened to him. Like I said, no brain damage, nothing happened.
They so close. They have to have that connection,
Correct.
And it's just that's something they've even done studies on it. They really can't explain it, but you can't deny the results of twins that are close that way. They just have that connection, and a lot of it is stress. He loves his brother, cares about his brother. He's worried about his brother, so it's going to affect him. But hopefully he'll be okay, back to what he was before. And like I said, the good thing, my wife deals a lot of that stuff. She's an in-home care provider, and generally, if the tests they do are normal or somewhat normal, the person is conscious, they can get up, they can eat, they can talk, like they normally do, generally they're going to be okay.
Yes, indeed. Salute to brother Doug in the super chat. Appreciate the love, Doug.
Salute, Doug. Thank you.
Yeah, and co-sign what y'all said, man. I think stress is a motherfucker, man. Like, but when you family stress, you're gonna have to deal with it. We can't shake it, We gotta deal with family stress. But outside stresses and outside agitation, I do my best to try to eliminate that from my life. You know what I mean? Like, I'll hang up on the motherfucker in a minute. You know what I mean? Or tell somebody I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? Because if I'm enjoying my life, if I'm having a good moment, a family moment, watching TV or whatever the fuck we doing, eating dinner, somebody texting me, calling me about some bullshit, I don't want to hear that shit, man. Keep that shit over there. Life is too stressful as it is. We got too much shit to worry about, to be worrying about bullshit on YouTube or the internet in general and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm too old. Let the young people worry about that dumb shit. You know what I mean? This person said this about you. Oh, this happened and this happened. Fuck that shit, Like I said, family shit you're going to have to deal with because that's family. But that's why we couldn't do this show yesterday. I had to deal with some family stuff yesterday. So, but that's what we have to deal with. But as far as the other nonsense, do your best to cut that shit off, remove it from your life, and protect your peace, man. When you find some peace, that little slice of peace in this world, then go ahead and protect it, man. Don't let nobody invade that peace. Kick their ass up out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Fuck all that bullshit.
Your mental health, depression, stress, all that is directly related to your physical health. They tell cancer patients that, heart patients, anybody that's has a disease or sick, your mental state has a lot to do with it. Again, I don't know the science behind it, but I ain't never seen a doctor that ain't said that. They might not go into detail with you. They might just tell you that, that your mental health directly affects your physical
That's
health.
a fact. It's a fact.
So, and like you said, 7-8, I learned that over years because everybody's going to go through that, especially social media. You can't talk to these people. You don't see them. They come with some bullshit and it bothers you. Even people that say, I don't give a fuck. You're going to go through a process. Even if you say, I don't give a fuck, it's going to affect you. You're going to stay up at night. You're going to think about it. It's going to bother you. You have to learn to let it go. People that do that aren't important. They have no, don't let it affect you because they don't have anything to do with your life. Like you said, family's family, that's different. But outside influences like that, best thing to do is ignore it. Let it go. Let them people go. Cut them off, delete them, block them, whatever you got to do. The argument is never going to end. The insults are never going to end. So it's best just to leave it alone. You know, that I learned over time, because everybody has emotions, and somebody going to say something, it's going to bother you. You got to learn to not let it bother you, because it ain't that important. Most of it is petty shit. It doesn't matter. It doesn't involve you or has anything to do with your life. Even in the dogs, who gives a shit? They think of your dogs or what they think of you or your record or anything like that, man. You do what you do, take care of your family, find something, you know, in the dogs that you enjoy, and just run with it. Don't matter. You don't have to do like we did in the past. If you like pit bulls because you like pit bulls, that's enough. If you want to keep every pit bull you own and don't call and all that stuff, man, do you. Don't worry about what others say, you know?
Goddamn right. Goddamn right.
Hell yeah, because motherfucker, I damn sure ain't helping you feed none of that shit, clean up one flick of shit, nothing. So give a fuck what I say about your shit. I ain't helping at all.
Goddamn right.
Yeah, they got to live with it, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't worry about other people, man. How you think I feel now? Lord Mayday gone. Now, what if I was just breed them? What if I would have just said, man, he bred good, I'm finna breed him. Now I wish I had that mind state. I wish I'd have just bred the fuck out of him. I wish I'd have fucking got straws off of him and shit. You know what I mean? But when you're trying to follow tradition and shit, now a good dog is gone. One of a kind dog is gone like a motherfucker because I'm trying to follow tradition and not do this and not do that. I should, man, fuck that. I'm pulling straws off all my shit now. All my shit.
I told you, get them as soon as you could get them. Soon as you even think they good, just put some on ice just to see, because you never know with these fucking dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Anything could happen.
Yep. I you know, years ago I broke that tradition because somewhere along the line people got it where, you know, you don't breed dogs until their career is finished. I understand that. I do, but I also had the mindset, well, what if he don't make it? What if they don't live? What if there's an accident? What if he get hit by a car? What, anything could happen. So if it's something you really want, something you think about keeping, I bred them even during their career. And you know, the opposite is that. Well, what if he quits? Well, what if he does? So what? I'll either get rid of him and his offspring, or I'll get rid of him or her and run through the offspring, see how they work out. You know.
Yeah.
You have options, but I just, you know, I didn't want to get to the point where, man, that dog was really good and I lost him and I don't have nothing off.
Shit, I feel like that every time this subject come up, because I had a real good motherfucking dog, man. I was like, I'm going to just breed him after I champ him out. I want him to keep his mind on the box.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, one and second one that died, I've still got a fucking I eat ass face.
Yeah. Well, that's the one of the reasons why they say do that. It changes them. You know, they may want to breed instead of mine. I didn't have no problem with that, man. If you got their mind right and they're ready to go, they're gonna go. They ain't thinking about sex. If their mind is on sex, then they're breeding. That's it. But the two don't have to intermingle. They don't have to mix. It's just, you know, where's that dog's mind at the time? I bred Bill, and he died after his championship win. I bred him 2 months right before I put him in keep. I bred him 2 months before that show. I'm glad I did. That was one of my best litters, you know. But again, it's the mindset, you know. Unless you do it and go through it and see how the dogs act and see if what someone tells you is true, you don't know. There's no way for you to know. You got to do it, just like a keep or anything else, just like breeding, everything else. You got to try it and see if it works. Just don't take my word for it. Don't believe me. I don't have a problem with that. I ain't lying to you, but I'm telling you what I did and how I did it and what the results were. You got to do the same thing.
Hell yeah.
You know,
that's why I appreciate though when the young homies who do listen actually like, yeah, I did it like whoop whoop whoop, and it's working out good, you know.
Yeah. Because it ain't just me, you know. It ain't just, I ain't the end all be all. Ain't just me telling this stuff. The people before me did it, and you'd be surprised how many dogs way in the past were bred during their career before they were finished, and then somewhere along the line that changed. I don't know why, but it did. You know, all them old famous dogs, they were bred throughout their life. Even if they were matched when they were older, they were bred previously to that. And if they survived, they were bred after that. 8-year-old Kager and Pincher and all them, Goldie and all that, they were all bred before their career was done. So, you know, that just, you know, we did that with livestock. You know, you breed them young, you know, you can get more breedings out. A cow and a horse only throw 1 or 2. So the more breeding you can get out of them, you know, especially dairy cattle, you know, and they get to a point where you don't breed them no more and whatever. But you know, as an economical thing, that's what farmers do. You know, if they wait till they're mature, you know, 4 or 5 years old, man, they go out of business. So that's where that kind of mindset came from me. You know, if I don't breed them, man, I'm gonna lose this shit. You know.
Well,
and to add what Brother Rich said, you know, one thing about me when I was doing the dogs, I really didn't give a damn about protocols, rules, old doctrines. Just like Rich said, you know, just like most of us, your mother and father can say, "Hey, don't touch that damn stove. You're gonna burn yourself." Well, I think 99.9% of us still touch.
Yeah.
I still got the burn on my hand.
So I mean, it's like it's just like anything else. I mean, then it's this thing, and it comes up a lot. A guy asked me the other day. He said, "Bob, should I breed my pup?" And I said to him, the conventional thing with they're gonna say, "Man, you should wait till that dog is this and that and that and that and that." I said, "Well, do you have a whole bunch of that blood around?" He was like, "Nah. The father of the dog, you know, had gotten a kennel accident and he's gone, and the mom, you know, she's got too old." I said, "Well, shit, I would breed him." I said, because at the end of the day, you're gonna check anything anyway, right? So what difference will it make? At the end of the day, all of the offspring of that, you will be checking. So what difference does it make? Whether he got 3 years old or you bred him at 15 months old. How can that mess up anything? Period.
Mm-hmm.
You like Rich said, you sit around there and then lose that dog. Because one thing about a pit, they can deal with the most toleration of pain and endure the shit out of that. But a lot of them, since they've been inbred, line bred for so many years, the insides of them is not the best. Their immune systems a lot of times isn't the greatest. Hell, you got the old mud across the street. That motherfucker can go through everything and won't.
Some motherfucker won't even get worms.
Right. Yeah. Right. And and then the other ones, you got the good shit. Them damn dogs just die off so young, and you be like, but damn, he was perfectly, or she was perfectly fine. Yeah, from the eye test, looking on the inside, I mean, that's just like brother Mike didn't nowhere in the world he could have believed at 2:30 in the morning his ass was gonna have a goddamn heart attack that took his ass out, and he was dead for 10 minutes. And that's
the in shape twin. That's not twin 2. We talking about twin 1. The one's still in shape.
Correct. So he and had he not was able, you know, to tell him to dial 911 and had them hurry up and coming, and they hurry up and put oxygen on to him, you know, he might not be here. But for that dog just sitting out there on that chain or the pen or whatever, you know, ain't no shit. He ain't get a chance to call nobody and tell nobody. We look in the morning and he was going. You say, but damn, we looking for snake bites. We looking for all type of shit.
Spider bites inside his mouth, all that old shit.
Everything, brother. So I tell anybody, you know, like Rich said, you have to do shit that suits you. If you feed your dogs, cleaning their ass, vaccines and the love and all that you put with them, you know, and it's not basically a detriment to your damn dogs or you, don't go by everything you just hear as like that's the gospel and shit. You understand? So you have to you have to do things that's gonna, you know, work out for you. You know what I'm saying? So that's important. Do what you feel is in the best interest of you and your hound, and basically fuck everybody else, because they really don't make no decision in your yard, no way.
That's a fact.
True.
Salute to MAYDAY New Suspect Kennels. He says, salute to the panel. Salute to you, family.
Salute, Melee.
Much love, brother.
What up, Welsh Cuzzo?
Bayou Kings, Kennels in the super chat. Appreciate the love coming through with the 20-piece chicken nugget. He says, salute to the panel and all the OG dog men. Appreciate all the knowledge. What y'all doing, only making the game better. Salute to you. I appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
Thank
you.
Casanova Boxing, salute, homie. He says, how old should you wait for a female? Well, we talking about shit like this, man. You talking about to breed? Or you talking about to breed, or you talking about to
Well, I say if he talking about to breed, if she's still little on her first heat, I would skip that because it's a bitch fucking getting pups out of little bitch and you bred to a big dog. You know, it's hard as fuck getting them big head puppies out. So I would say, you know, if she, oh my bad, OG, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, you know, you want some maturity on them, mental and physical. You know, it's like humans, if you want to use that. You know, if you have real young girls, it could cause problems later on if they have children at 12 or 13 years old. You know, it's kind of the same with dogs. You know, I wouldn't breed them at 6 months, maybe not even at a year, but a year and a half, they're getting up there in age. And I've done that. You know, I did that with 2 sisters, and it wasn't just, you know, I like the pet and I like the blood. They come from good dogs. Both their parents, grandparents, great-grandparents. It was all my breeding. They had the right attitude, structure, all that stuff. So I looked at them one time. I bred both of them. I finished them out, checked them. One became a champion. Her sister was a 2-time winner. So it's not just, I don't want to make it sound like it's haphazard, just breed whatever the hell you want and like that. You got to have some kind of, you know, the word I always use, standard, some way, you know. When I say young, I mean like that, you know, year and a half, 2 years, you know. A male different, because some males, you know, they can produce at 9, 10 months old, you know. That's different, and it's not a physical toll on their body like it is a female to carry pups and deliver pups, you know. A female's a little bit different in that respect. They just need a little bit more physical maturity, you know, and some mental too, you know. Some can act weird if they're real young and it's their first litter, but it's in their nature to be mothers too. I really didn't have any that were bad mothers that way, you know, and usually when you have, like, they kill pups or sit on pups or something like this, it's usually the environment. It's not usually because they just pup haters and killers like that. Some are. Some don't care for shit for pups and they will kill them. But for the most part, it's not. If you have them around in a yard where there's all kinds of excitement, everybody jumping off this and that bitch is going to do the same thing. She may step on her pup. She may roll the chain on them. She may, just out of frustration, bite them and shit, you know. Or if the female realizes it's sickly, it's not in good health, they will put them down. That's just nature. But overall, just as a matter of course, dogs, you know, bitches ain't killers, you know, with their children. So, you know, they need some maturity. But I'm not going to wait till they're 5 fucking years old, you know, not even 4 years old, you know, anywhere around 2. That was one exception, 1.5 years. But up around 2 years old, I'm going to breed them, man. And I didn't breed the hell out of my dogs anyways. Some of them only got bred once in their life, some 2, 3 times. I didn't breed a lot of dogs, so it wasn't that big of a stress on their body. So you got to have some kind of rules, you know, like that. But you don't have to wait till they're old, man. It just made no sense to me that, you know, a lot of it is because they embarrassed. Oh, the dog quit after 5 matches. Well, so what, you know? Yeah, what's up? Yeah, run through them, you know, go through the pups, you know, check them out. Maybe don't do that again or whatever. I don't know, but it's gonna happen. And if you go along checking them like you should, you know, back then talking about, and you're gonna be all right most of the time. If you got 5 generations of your own breeding and you don't know your fucking dogs, you're doing something wrong. You can kind of tell which ones are going to be the better ones after they're a year old, man. You know. So, you know, especially like the process Bach uses, you know, he can tell when they're little, man, which ones are probably going to play out and be okay, you know. Damn, you put all that shit on me too. I did some shit where man, if this dude don't work out, I'm doing something wrong. They just show you, they got certain instincts about them. They come out when they're young, and they keep them the rest of their life. And that's just the way they are. So it don't matter if they're a year old or 10 years old, they still like that. They still have those behaviors and those traits. So it's always a question, but again, like everybody's saying, you do you, man. Just don't, if you get embarrassed because you fucked up or you did something, so what? Deal with it. Get over it. Everybody got,
it's a part of life.
Everybody go through that, man. If you can't deal with it, then you might as well hold yourself up in a cave and don't deal with life,
Yeah.
Just
if you can't handle disappointment from a dog or making the wrong decision with a dog and you so embarrassed and all this, fuck that. How many people in the chat right now made the wrong decision about who you gonna have kids by? This happens all the time. You know what I'm saying? You're a fucking man, you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna make bonehead decisions, shit happens, right? But like a fucking dog, man, I believe what Bach said a while ago. Every dog has their breaking point, all right? Ain't none of these motherfuckers so game to where they won't ever quit, ever, no matter what the circumstances is. I don't believe that. I think all of them will quit under the right amount of stress.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can break anybody, any person, any dog.
Yep.
You can break somebody with the right amount of stress once you find out what their ticker is. So now, with that being said, if I got a fucking dog that's a 5-time winner and then he quit in 6 and shit like that, am I supposed to be ashamed that I bred him 15 times or some shit? No, I don't give a fuck what you think. Some of them puppies gonna smoke that shit. Some of them fucking puppies gonna be champions and grand champions. There's plenty of people out this motherfucker. They quit after 3. They get 3 and they stop and they retire their dog to stud because they don't want to see what that motherfucker got left. They don't want to find out the truth. They quit after 3. I became champion. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? They breed selling puppies. Cool. And then they have puppies that do good. They have puppies that quit, blah, blah, blah. Just like all of them. All of them will do the same. Man, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
And for the most part, when it's a older dog like that, let's say they done 3 or 4 or 5, whatever, 6, 7, 8 like that, by the time they get up there, they're older.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't the dog's fault. That's the person's fault. You didn't know when to stop. You push them too hard, or you didn't do this right or that right. It's very rare where everything's 100% and they're in the peak of health and condition and youth and have all their teeth and no scar tissue and no wound, no broken bone, none of that. So it's the person's fault generally when that happens. I don't know why people do that. If you don't know when to stop, then you ain't never going to know when to stop. And eventually all your good dogs at some point will probably quit because you're doing them when they're 10 years old,
Yeah,
it's not crazy. That uncommon for people to do that, man. That happens all the time. I've seen 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old dogs, Matt. Put another notch in their, in their gun handle, man.
While we on here, I just want to just deviate for 1 second away. Yeah, like I was saying, Rich, when you had put up Whitefoot, I swore he quit at 3 hours and some change to Charlie Boy, didn't he?
I don't know if he did or not. He could have.
He quit.
Charlie Boy was older.
He was 8.
I don't know. Yeah, like
8.
that. See, yeah. And there are examples. There are examples of dogs. Like I said, I've seen 6, 7, 8-year-old dogs win. Not lose, not quit. I've seen them win, but they ain't the same no matter what. And it could have been Whitefoot. He did quit 3 hours. It went 3 hours.
The reason I was saying when you was here, he was a good. I was like, you sure you want to put him up there? I thought he quit. Because I know I curved his brother out. He's supposed to be the one.
Yeah. No, I just went on history.
Right.
I don't know. Charlie Boy was a good dog. Whitefoot was a 2-time winner. I don't know the particulars.
I'm gonna go make sure, because I remember when it happened. I remember hearing that he had went to Ozzie Stevens with Charlie Boy, and I remember Charlie Boy had to be 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I'm saying, and I was like, they said it went 3 hours and something, but I remember them telling me that, if I'm not mistaken, you know, so I don't know if anybody else on our panel knows if Charlie Boy curved out Whitefoot or not. But I'm gonna go find that out just to be on a, you know, just so I can.
Just to be clear.
Right.
Exactly.
And
I've
then
seen dogs do that, you know, go long
Hey,
time.
Hunch, he won his grand championship and he was old. Grand champion Hunch.
Okay.
Grand champion Flop, like I said, her last two, she was 7 going on 8 when she went and stopped both of them 4-time winners going for their grand championship, but it was 2 pounds heavier. She flew out to Virgin Islands, curved that one out under 40-something minutes, then came back and got the other ones and curved her out in 40-something minutes, and because they didn't go in each other. So no, we have some old joints that still got that fire, you know.
Yeah. ZEBO too. He was 7 or 8 when he won his last one, you know.
Right.
So it happens, you know.
Not that we would say that that's what, you know, that would be the norm. You have some exception.
Yeah. Right.
And another thing to a male dog, that goddamn nut in the male at 15 months old gonna be better than it is at 8 to 10. I'm just letting you know that. So
that's what I say all the time.
I'm telling you, and we older dudes, and look, you done seen them old ass motherfucking kids that with a dad that's old as shit, the motherfuckers wearing glasses.
Yeah, I call them grown man babies. Them niggas be grown in the face already.
They already goddamn crippled walking around in school, older than the motherfucking gym class. You like, come on, he can't even fucking play because his dad is 70-something years old. And he's the guy. You know what I'm saying?
They're 25 years old when they're born, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. See, and I get my shit from nature. That's all it is. Nature don't do it, so I ain't gonna do it.
Right.
You know? That nature calls older individuals for a reason, for survival, you know. But it has a lot to do with health and constitution and, you know, durability and all that. It just, you know.
My 2 last sons is not fucking with my older son. They I told them I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Y'all should have.
Well, you see that. If you ever bred a dog, like back when I had band dogs, and I used to breed the dog, like I noticed the quality of the dogs changed as the dog got older. Like I noticed like they was in the beginning big, burly, heavy, muscular dogs, and I might have like one runt in the litter. You know what I'm saying? But then as breedings go on, you start noticing you're getting more and more runts and shit. You're like, what the fuck is this little piece of shit ass dog doing here? You know, it's fucking up everything. You know, you start noticing that shit. I thought I was tripping, but yeah, it makes sense.
It do. Back weaker than a motherfucker. You like, man, what the fuck is wrong with this mother? Won't grow right, but nothing all cock-eyed and shit. What the fuck? And the brothers, the ones they didn't had earlier, these joints look like stallions, you know? If somebody think about breeding they shit, listen, fuck all of the goddamn so-called critics that shouldn't be in your business no way. They won't know what the fuck you doing if you don't tell them. Breed that motherfucker young. If you like it, and again, you gonna motherfucking check them in it. You know what I mean? They would be looked and seen to see if they hunting coons or rabbits or
that's the part you can't skip out on. You know, you got to check the offspring for real.
I'm talking, but they got to be definitely motherfucking on point. And if by fact and especially if that, because that meant the father wasn't really, you know what I mean, checked out so much if he gonna breed young. So that's already a point you already chancing. But if your program is pretty good to knowing that you making sure that they pass all flying colors in terms of the offspring, then you know you can feel good. But if they not flying that motherfucker, then you know that it's just like one of the other things. Every breeding is like a goddamn lottery. I don't give a fuck how good the pairs look together, or I don't care about how great both parents are, or however it lines up. Every breeding is a goddamn like trying to hit the lotto. I don't give a fuck how much we can prepare what we know we supposed to get. Yeah, okay. And then the litter that you didn't think much of, that you like, you ain't got much feeling for that when they run circles around that high-powered hybrid vigor
You
cross.
ain't lying.
But
It'd be the ones you really wanted be fucking one good one in there, but he ain't got no mouth. The rest of them curves. That shit you would have never put together, you'll get LT thread.
Or even this, Ram. It be like sometimes it be like a breeding that you think is just it's an okay breeding on paper,
right?
But then you get the motherfucker, and this motherfucker is a mouth for the South type shit, and then other breeding is bred champion, grand champion, all this shit up in there, and that motherfucker suck ass,
big time.
Yeah, you just have to understand that, acknowledge it, and then follow the results. It's a nice surprise when that breeding you weren't too high on works out. That's great, and you have to accept it. When you put your best together, it may not work out. Again, that's nature, genetics, whatever you want to call it. That it happens that way.
I call it the price of admission. You got to pay up sometime. God damn it.
Yeah.
And here's another thing too. This is another thing that happens. But all these fake ass pairs is running around, because there's more fake pairs than it is goddamn these sisters walking around here with this fucking fake ass. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So when you got this pair that lines up so beautiful when we put it together, oh man, we gonna have this is gonna be goddamn 50 times motherfucking Shuggy Duggy in here when we make this breed together. Don't know Shuggy Duggy ain't been in neither one of the motherfucking pedigrees.
Yeah.
Saying not for real. The pairs say it. And you saying, why they ain't getting up? But then you go make a breed that you didn't think was all of that. But that shit, it really lines up, because even though the pairs is all fucked up, the dogs actually are either a true vigor, hyper vigor cross, or is a line breed of some sort that worked. And so a lot of times that's where it happens. So it's really not a surprise if we knew the truth. To the true whereabouts of the dogs we got.
Right.
Because you'll look at the breeders and be like, oh, that shit ain't going to work, but he want to sell the puppy, so he'll just put that super pedigree on him. Be like, what the fuck? But it'd be a whole different line of dogs, man.
Yeah, somebody recently asked me for advice, and he said, hey, schoolboy, I got this bitch I really like. She got good traits. I'm high on her, but I don't have no pedigree on her. What should I do? I said, well, if you really like her, breed her, and I said, if breed her to something that has the same traits that she does, and then you're gonna increase your odds of getting at least dogs that have those traits, and that's one of the most effective ways that outcrosses work, rather than getting something you're lacking or putting to the opposite or whatever. If you get dogs that exhibit the same traits and put them together in an outcross, the chances of you getting those traits in the breeding are better. Put it that way. Because they're doing the same thing, they think in the same way, they moving, and the action, all that stuff is the same. So those have a tendency to come out more so.
That is 100% accurate. And as well, like if I was getting a dog, like if I said I wanted a certain line of dogs, right? I mean, even with Chico Lopez, I'm gonna just bring him up for instance. Now, he's very controversial. People either hate that motherfucker or love him. It's either one to do. But one thing I can say is his dogs is gonna be pretty much the same a lot in terms of their traits from things that I've heard. You understand? So
yeah.
Even though a person might don't like the way he acts or arrogance or whatever the fuck it is, I'm not trying to, I'm not.
Or the ghost accounts he create to be in the chat.
Right. Those things, but I'm just using him even as a person or anybody that has a certain family of dogs. It really, at the end of the day, whether the pairs is exactly, it's gonna be the traits. Is what you're looking for. That should be your main thing, really, is what are the traits of the dog? Not so much, because a lot of times we back looking past 4 generations in the pedigree thinking that's what the fuck we looking at, and it's really the 4 generations of forward that we'll be dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And then those dogs in the 4 generations forward don't even have to be off of those dogs that we see in the background, because it's not that the people that had the pets fucked them over. They've been fucked over goddamn 50, 60 years before they got them. Okay, so all I'm stating is a lot of times what Richard said is true. Whether and the way I always looked at it is not to actually give a fuck about the pedigree. Really. If you don't really look at the ped as your guideline, you really make out better in breeding a good dog. If you deal with a person who has a family of dogs, that's what you do rather than just buying like a designer. I call them designer shit. This one up, this motherfucking month, somebody talking about Shabubu. Next month, Kiki. And man, fuck that. Deal with a family that has the traits that you like, and 9 out of 10, you will always be able to get them traits consistently, breeding after breeding, rather than trying to put a ped with another ped and both them fucking peds is off. Seriously. You know.
Yep.
Most definitely. Traits, man. Look at what you got in front of you on hand.
Correct.
You know, that's the best way to do it, because the pedigrees will trick your ass. You know, everybody start breeding pedigrees that you think look pretty, and you know, then you find out later on, after you 10 years into breeding these dogs, you find out that shit wasn't bred the way you thought it was bred in the first goddamn place. And
yeah, I get that all the time. I talk to the old guy. You know that? Yeah, well, he ain't bred that way. You know that dog 7 times? Yeah, he ain't bred that way. He ain't really off of him. He's off of this one.
Right.
Sometimes they related. It's a brother. Sometimes it's not even the same shit.
It'll be a whole
even
dog.
today, I get that from years ago. I'm talking 20, 30 years ago.
Right.
Dogs you see posted and advertised and champion, grand champ, all that, you know. And it's from people that was there, or people that owned the dog, or people that had their dog stolen or something like that, you know. I mean, it's always been that way, I guess, and it ain't changed, you know. So that the whole point is, like Box said, or we said, follow the traits, you know. You go to a breeder and he's known for having this type of dog. His dogs do this, and they're built like that. They look this way, and this is pretty much what the blood is, whatever. I mean, I don't think with some of these guys, especially if they're known and they've been having the same family of dogs for years, if they were to say, hey, I got something for sale, you're going to have a whole shitload of people. I'll take it, without even asking how it's bred or what it did or anything like that, just because of the person's reputation. They're known for producing good dogs, and they have a family of dogs that do this and that. They're going to buy it. They'll get the info later, man. They're going to jump on it because someone else might get it, you know?
Well, it's just like even with me, when I would go to Parker's yard back in the day, I didn't give a fuck about no pets when I went back there, man. When I'm seeing goddamn monsters, I just want a monster, bro. And it's the same. And they not even bred the same. That's the crazy part about his fucking yard. He could have 50 dogs, and all 50 of them got the same. They had, because we talking about like in the 80s, early 90s. They had the same back end style that was goddamn private eaters, gut eaters. I mean, they under the armpit. I mean, and I'm like, they ain't even related.
Yeah.
And so when I went to this yard, I didn't give a fuck if I walked away with any papers. Because if I got a male and a female from different shit and bred them motherfuckers, and I got a pup of 8 in there, shit, 6 of them motherfuckers down there world beaters.
Yeah. And
that's all I'm saying. When you go into a family, when a person breeds on a certain traits in their yard, like you said, Rich, it don't even have to be the same. If this is a back end and that's a back end, or front end, up front end, nose and nose, the traits is what you want if that's what you like. It's certain people back in the day that only wanted head dogs. They didn't want anything else. Okay, well then you basically was gonna fuck with some Bolio shit, and it might be another line. It didn't have to be Bolio, and you would breed them to and can get successful head joints. You know, we're pretty smart, wrestle good win. So that's what I'm saying. So, but if you don't really have a guideline of what you're looking for, and you just breed and throwing shit to the wall and hoping that shit paints a good picture, you ain't never gonna be getting no shit consistently. You gonna hit and miss so much that you're breeding you breeding bullshit more so than you breed quality. You know what I'm saying?
That's
and
true.
I would say this is what I would tell anybody back then. I've never seen the percentages better than Jeep Red Boy dogs. Never. If you had 8 fucking joints, 7 of the motherfuckers could have went hunting. I mean, out of the different dogs I saw, like their percentages was just great. I'm not saying all of them were fucking great to, better than a lot of other shit, but I'm just saying percentages of like what you were feeding. You know what I mean? So, I seen a lot of different bloodlines. I fuck with a lot of them, and I can say that about G Red, but it's just like a person who fucks with the JOCKO Red Boy dogs. It doesn't matter if you got it from Perry, you got the shit from wherever the fuck you got them from. They gonna pretty much stay in the pocket the way you like it. You know what I'm saying? And whether you walked away with a pet or not, long as you was dealing with the people, with the family, the dogs, they gonna stay true to what they fucking supposed to be.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, I tell people this: the one thing that, regardless of how a dog was bred or bloodline or anything, in the past, they had one thing in common: they fight. That's it. They fight in dogs, and they fight. So within that, you're gonna choose the traits you like, or like Box said, head dog type, or whatever it is. If you have individuals that exhibit those traits and you put them together, regardless of how they're bred, if they all stifle dogs, it might be a JOCKO dog, might be a Jeep dog, might be a Eli dog, Bully Son, whatever it is. You put them together and you concentrate on that trait or those traits, that's what you're going to get, regardless of the pedigree. It has to be that way because in the beginning, nobody knew how their fucking dogs were bred. When they brought them over, they had no pedigrees on none of them. Go back and you see it's all unknown, unknown, unknown. They just getting a dog from Europe, from this guy that's known as a good breeder and has these kind of dogs, and that's what they want. Then they get it and they use it and they breed it to everything they got. And if it produced, they kept it and kept using it. If it didn't, they go get another fucking dog. But the thing is if you go back to the beginning, they didn't know how the dogs were bred. Well, how did they make fucking fighting dogs? They already got fighting dogs that did certain things, and then they bred them, and those certain things came out, and they just kept doing it over and over. And then later on, they started putting pedigrees on them.
That's right.
And who's to say? Even back then, it ain't no different. They lied about pets back then too.
No,
whether it says unknown or whether it's off of Kager or whatever it is, they did the same shit. That's just the nature of people to do that. A lot of it because they don't want people to know how their dogs are bred.
They don't want you to give you the Betty Crocker recipe, and I respect.
Right. Me too. Because in game fowl, that's common. It's not a big deal. People don't complain about it and say, "Oh, he gave me a fake pet." They don't care. If I'm going to Walter Z or if I'm going to Thomas Murphy to get a bird, that's all I want because that's.
I just want an A-seal hatch.
They didn't care because he didn't even tell his help how his birds were bred. He kept it all private. Nobody knew nothing. Even if he got a bird from a friend and he included it in his program, he didn't tell his friend how he bred the bird he got from him. It was never brought up. So in that respect, in game fowl, that's common. In dogs, for some reason, people, I gotta know, and they did that with me too. After I got Sissy from Dunleavy, he come up and said she's not really bred that way. Oh, I don't care. I don't give a shit, man. She can throw a good dog. I don't care how she's bred. I just, from that point forward, I'll keep track of it. But other than that, they're all like that. All of them, every fucking pedigree, you go back somewhere, it's going to be different, or they're going to tell you it's different.
Right.
It don't matter.
Let me read these super chat. Salute to Meredith Campbell, the homie Meredith Campbell on the super chat. Appreciate the love, man. Blessings to you all. Brothers, take care of yourselves so we can be there for our family. Health is wealth. Salute to the panel. Yes, sir, brother.
Much love, brother.
Salute, brother.
We will take heed. We will take heed, brother.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I
just went to the doctor, and me, I say it all the time. I'm lazy. I don't do shit. I don't none of that. So I go there. My numbers are better, right? Mm-hmm. And she goes, "Do you exercise?" I go, "Nope, not really." I do my thing all day long. I'm home and all that. She goes, do you smoke? I said, yeah, every day. And she goes, let me check your lungs. So she'd run some tests, he'd check my breathing, all that. She goes, man, your lungs are clear. I said, thank you, you know. So, you know, that's just part of that mental health. I'm not saying that I'm 100% healthy or, you know, I should take better care of myself, but I'm always conscious of it, you know. And my mental health, I believe, is what helps me. Because, you know, I have a purpose. I have family I got to take care of. I focus on that. I'm doing my dog thing. I focus on that. I try and have a good state of mind. And I believe it helps, you know. And that's kind of what we're talking about, you know, as far as emotions and all of that, you know.
Richard,
live a good life, be happy.
Richard is. Let me tell you guys, he's full of shit on a lot of things. I'm gonna tell you something right now. He's hiding the fact of why he's so youthful and the numbers up. He too brought him a brand new pair of knee pads and shit. He has eaten
That's
more
part of it
than a law lives, and this has rejuvenated cells in this fucking body. Everything. So
I found the fountain of youth, man. Get you a pretty girl. It'll do wonders for you. Get you a pretty girl, man. It don't change. It don't change.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But hey, y'all, we're gonna have to cut it short today and come back on Sunday. I gotta bust a move for another show. But salute to the twins, man. Going Hard Kennels. Make sure I go over there and subscribe. Give them brothers well wishes. And I'll try to get up with them probably next Sunday and see if we can get the brothers on the panel next Sunday.
Sound good. Get a hold of them, Bach. Let them know.
Episode too. I'm sorry. That'll be our 100th episode anniversary.
Yes, sir. 100 episodes. Yes. Make sure y'all tune in this Sunday. 100 episodes, man. And y'all gotta come through and show some love.
Lit. You know gonna be lit.
That's absolutely right. Be lit up in this motherfucker.
I'll give y'all some relationship tips too.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Fruit juice and sprinkle a little bit of they goddamn squirt juices in the chat room.
It is. Yes, sir. All right, man. Hey, Ram, go ahead and give him a quick disclaimer, fam.
As always, none of this shit is intended for, nor should it be used towards any illegal activities. We fucking in the middle of the week, man. Hump day, get your hump on. You feel me? Wood Wednesday for the chicks who like pop-up dick pics. I like pop-up tit pics, so Titty Tuesday was lit for me. Other than that, man, enjoy the rest of the week. Try to stay sucker-free and out the way. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Salute
and
to
one
the
thing right there with Brother Arrowwood Kelly, like he said, prayers for Brother Randall Thaxton. They done kicked his fucking doors in, locked him up the other day. He got out on bond and kicked his shit in last night. They took his dogs. They had none of them scratched up. Gave him all type of dog fighting shit and everything. And they believe it may be related to the dude that had 100 and fucking something dogs joint. And they had maybe brought a dog from him and got the papers and kind of linked him up, even though he ain't had no dog scarred or fucked up or something. But anyway, we hoping that the brother, you know, works out of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So brother Randall.
Sir. Yes, sir. Salute to him. And that's exactly why I don't be in a rush to send in my ADBA paperwork. I'm not trying to throw nobody under the bus. I'm just telling y'all,
right?
That shit right there. If they catch somebody doing something illegal and you got puppies from them, they come fucking with you based off paperwork, right? Like you a part of some fucking conspiracy, like you in the mafia or some shit. Like the fuck are you talking about? It's bullshit. You know what I mean?
That's why I register with the International Coalition of Dog Men.
Absolutely,
yes, sir.
All private.
Nothing to share it unless you share it. I don't.
Yeah,
I have no information. None of that. They can come and look today, man. Good luck.
That's right. That's right. So okay, but yeah, we'll see y'all, brother Sunday. Again, my prayers are out to our good brother, the both goddamn going hard twins, because they both harder than a motherfucker. We love them both, and we got our prayers and like they say, the muscles and roses and all that good shit. Throw them to the good brothers, and hopefully we had them brothers on here soon. So we're coming in, so you know.
So we'll see y'all next Sunday, man. Make sure y'all tune in this Sunday, I should say, and bring everybody you love. Send the link out, hit the like button, all that. We're gonna clown on Sunday. We'll get with y'all in a minute. We up out of here. Peace.
Peace.